What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got day 10 recap of the 2022 Chicago Bears training camp. And today, in general, what should have been an open practice to the public with a lot of live tweets turned out to be a close to public practice due to bad weather conditions. The Bears decided to practice in Walter Payton Center for 90 minutes overall. And to get right into it, let's talk about the practice today. Kyler Gordon, Velus Jones Jr., Byron Pringle, Al-Qadim Muhammad, Tavon Young, Thomas Graham Jr., Dante Pettis, N'Keal Harry, Angelo Blackson are all names that didn't practice today. Those are the biggest names that didn't appear today, so I definitely wanted to mention that. Obviously, Byron Pringle being out for a couple of more weeks, it seems like, and I want to talk about N'Keal Harry as soon as I go over the skill position players as well. As for the rest of the guys, it seems like Al-Qadim Muhammad could be a veteran, stay off. Tavon Young, same with him. As for the other players, the rookies, for example, they just have some minor issues and are expected to be back the next couple of days. So let's get right into it and talk about the offensive performance today. And starting it off with the offense, I first of all want to talk about quarterback Justin Fields. Not a lot of information about them over the entire offense in general today, but Justin, with by reports the throw of the day to wideout Tajae Sharpe in the red zone drills, found him just in the corner of the end zone for a nice completion. Tajae Sharpe was pretty open though, so I saw the play, so not too much of a difficult throw, but still nice seeing them connecting. Also, Justin Fields making the right decision, the right read, seeing who's open and seeing what gets open against the Bears defense. That was a pretty good throw by him. And also today, Nathan Peterman with a pretty good practice. He had a couple of deep completions, one to Kevin Shaw, who I want to talk about later as well, and a completion to rookie Chase Allen as well. So Nathan Peterman looking pretty good today, which is kind of surprising. I'm not too high on him, but I mean, if he kind of can perform, I definitely don't want to have him as our backup. I mean, our backup definitely should be Trevor Siemian. He's at least a capable starter, or at least a backup that can stack some wins if the actual starter goes out. But it was just interesting to see Nathan Peterman, the meme god, actually doing some good stuff at Bears training camp. And with that being said, let's already move on to the skill position players today. Running back Darren Evans shows out and got a touchdown today on a nice run, and he goes kind of unnoticed because of the three other running backs that the Bears have, David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, and Treston Ebner. But Darren Evans is really putting together a very nice camp and is showing out with the second string and third stringers, so I love seeing that. I mean, I don't know if he's able to make the roster, and I don't know how many running backs the Bears will actually carry at the end, but it's still a nice player that you should at least still have on your practice squad, if not even making the roster and go with 4 running backs. But I mean, we got Corey Blasingame in there as well, so I don't know how they want to approach it, but I mean, it was still nice seeing him just getting some good chunk plays. N'Keal Harry, I have an update on him as well, and it is confirmed that it is an ankle injury to his leg, and it is kind of significant. Yesterday it was not sure, it was only something about his left leg, but now we know that it's something about his ankle, so I hope he does recover well from it and he isn't out too long, but let's wait and see what actually is the timetable for his return. But I mean, it's just so unfortunate seeing him actually getting a new chance in Chicago and now being injured. As for the other receivers, Tajae Sharpe is really stacking up some good days, and it looks like he could definitely be a part of the 2022 Chicago Bears roster, has now connected with Justin Fields for several days in a row and just got a touchdown today once again, so nice seeing that. As for Kevin Shaw, who caught a deep completion today from Nathan Peterman, Shaw, I saw the video, went up and absolutely got it over Lamar Jackson, the cornerback, who's not a little guy. I mean, he's, I think, 6'2", 6'3" even, so a big corner, and Kevin Shaw just absolutely jumped up and got it over him. It was still good coverage, but what a great play by Kevin Shaw, and definitely one of the best plays on the entire day. As for tight end Chase Allen, the rookie UDFA that we picked up, had a pretty solid day as well. Like I said, had that completion over the middle with Nathan Peterman. And I mean, he's a pretty talented tight end. I could definitely see him at least being a practice squad player that sticks around for a couple of years with the Bears, just as it was with Jesper Horsted. And with that, let's move on to the offensive line today. I think there were lots of information given out about them at least. Braxton Jones returned to practice today and got all the reps with the first team. So the rookie once again is earning the trust of the coaches. As for Riley Reiff, he got most of the first team reps at right tackle today. Teven Jenkins' workload increased today, and he took some actual team reps today, so that was nice seeing. He stated yesterday that he's willing to play wherever the coaches want him to, and today he actually took reps at right guard with the third stringers before stretching, and then in team he played at right tackle and got some snaps there, and overall just provided some nice blocks. He had an important block on the defensive back on the Darren Evans touchdown play, and later also made a nice block in open space and put defenders on the ground there. And I mean, for Teven Jenkins at the moment, being versatile is absolutely key. He's showing that he's willing to change his position if needed. He's showing that he's at practice, that he is actually taking team reps and improving. So I absolutely love seeing that. And I don't know where, but I would definitely love seeing Teven in the lineup, either as a tackle or a guard that just absolutely destroys people on pull blocks in the second level. I mean, today he showcased that once again. He is athletic, he's strong, and in the second level, he's probably one of the most dangerous players that the Bears have at the moment. So, I mean, a change to guard for me is nothing out of this world and nothing that's impossible for Teven Jenkins. But of course, I would love seeing him competing for the starting right tackle spot as well. So, it will definitely be interesting what happens to Teven Jenkins, but it was just nice seeing him back on the field today again. And when Teven Jenkins was actually in, he started with Larry Borum at left tackle, Sam Mustipher at left guard, Doug Kramer at center, and Michael Schofield at right guard. And about that constellation, I think it's interesting to note that Larry Borum actually took left tackle snaps. So, I mean, we got three very versatile tackles at the moment, and still some time to figure out who will be the starter, the swing tackle, and maybe one will move to a other position. But at least at the end of the day, we, in my opinion, for sure got a good tackle rotation to protect Justin Fields. Braxton Jones at left tackle. Then you have Larry Borum, Riley Reiff, and Teven Jenkins, who all three can play both spots. Left tackle, right tackle for every single one of them. So I'm just confident into the offensive line more than ever, more before training camp started. And I mean, before that, before we signed Michael Schofield and Riley Reiff, it looked very terrible. But at the moment, I'm gaining more confidence towards them, and they're also showcasing some good blocks, so that's nice seeing as well. And with that being said, that finishes up the offense, and let's move on to the defensive performance today. As for the defense, Alan Williams, the defensive coordinator, spoke to the media today and mentioned that linebackers Matt Adams and Joe Thomas are standing out and are performing quite well during training camp so far, and that's obviously nice to see. Two veteran linebackers that are just on a cheap deal, that are experienced and can provide definitely the team with some good linebacking play. Obviously, we got Roquan Smith, our starter, and Nicholas Morrow, but those two guys are definitely at least providing some nice depth, and maybe one of them will actually even take over one of the starting roles. So it's just nice that these players on cheap contracts are absolutely balling out. As for the defensive backs, Alan Williams also stated that rookie cornerback Kyler Gordon is staying up late, watching tape, and is also asking a lot of questions, and that's by him, quote, not typical for a rookie. Those are veteran habits, so it's obviously incredible to see this young man being so ambitious about being a Chicago Bear, and I mean, we just can't be so happy to have him, such a hard-working guy, and I can't wait to see him making plays on Sundays, and I think with him, it's kind of guaranteed. I'm just so damn confident into this young player, and I mean, he's just so good. Kindle Vildor also returned today and played outside cornerback opposite of Jalen Johnson, so Greg Stroman had to step back and had to give up the role to Kindle Vildor, so that's interesting seeing how the hierarchy actually turns out. And rookie UDFA Jalen Jones, not Jalen Johnson, handled the nickel duties today with the first team, with obviously Kyler Gordon, Tavon Young, and Duke Shelley out. Someone had to step in, and he actually performed quite well, had a nice pass breakup and tackle for loss today, so extremely good seeing a rookie UDFA stepping in at the nickel corner spot. I mean, it's not like something like that has never happened before with the Bears. Look at Bryce Callahan. He was a UDFA and absolutely turned out as a beast for the Bears. So, I mean, history repeats himself, and Jalen Jones had a pretty good practice today, so nice seeing that. And also, new Bear Devontae Harris, I saw that on video, had a great pass breakup on Daz Newsome. He perfectly broke up the ball as soon as it hit Newsome's hands and just had the perfect timing there. So nice seeing a newcomer to the Bears team already performing. And I mean, he could definitely carve out a role with the Bears during the 2022 season as well. So that's the end of the video, guys. Nothing on special teams today. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.